Hi, I'm Eden Elizabeth, and I'm the nutritionist and culinary artist at Feed Life. Today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite dessert recipes. This recipe isn't something that you make every day, it's something that you make for a very special occasion. I created this recipe for Colin's 30th birthday a couple of months ago. Since we met in Sri Lanka, I wanted to use an ingredient that was reminiscent of the place where we met: coconuts. So coconuts are featured here with the coconut cream pie, and the first ingredient, of course, is going to be our dehydrated shredded coconut, and that's going to go into the crust. So I'm going to show you how to make the crust first, and you need a food processor for this. You could do it by hand, but it would get pretty messy. And then the second part is the cream filling, which I'll show you after we make the crust. So in goes the coconut. I like to use whole food sweeteners, as you all know, so we're going to be using dates, one of my very favorites. Some vanilla bean powder. Now, if you don't have vanilla bean powder, don't worry, you can use vanilla extract. I just love the real natural flavor of vanilla beans. Vanilla is also grown in Sri Lanka, so I like to use the real thing. I'm also going to be putting some coconut oil in. And if you've come to any of our classes or looked at any of our recipes, we don't use oil very often. We like to keep a fairly low-fat diet. But for this special recipe that I'm sharing with you today, it's okay to add a little bit of oil. You want to make sure that when you choose your coconut oil, that it's extra virgin, cold-pressed, organic, and it's got a nice fragrant scent to it. If there's no scent, it's likely been processed. Now, to make this crust a little bit tangy to offset the sweetness of the filling, I'm going to be putting in some lime. Freshly squeezed lime juice. And now that we've juiced our limes, we'll add that in as well. If you like a really strong lime flavor, I would add some zest. And then some Himalayan sea salt. You see it's got a nice color there. We know it's mineral rich. And that's going to just act like little scrubby bubbles for flavor. Great for balancing. Put the lid on. And away we go. So the crust has been processed. And you want to keep processing it till it's crumbly, but starting to stick together. Spoon the crust into the pie plate, and then you'll just press it in. So fast. You don't even need to bake it. You just put it in your freezer, and it'll be ready in about 30 minutes. You just want to make sure you get a nice even crust on here. If you like, you can also use this recipe for rolling into little balls and freezing those. They make a nice quick snack. So here we go. We've got our crust already. I'm just going to pop this in the freezer and then we'll make our filling. So first ingredient for our filling, again, is coconut. We've got the coconut flesh. So what I did is I got a young Thai coconut from the grocery store, cracked it open, put the flesh in here. The smaller the coconut, it seems to me that you get more meat in it, but you get lots of juice as well, which is good, the coconut water. And I'm just going to use a little bit of that. The rest I'm going to drink later. Now, when I originally made this recipe, I thought I would put mostly cashews in it. And I don't really like cashews that much because they tend to be the junk food of the nuts. So I thought I would actually put some zucchini in there. It's a very light flavor, but adds more phytonutrients, and you don't have to feel as guilty when you're eating it. But I do have soaked cashews in here. Now I'm going to be putting in some coconut butter. It's whipped coconut flesh, some dates, a little bit of vanilla bean powder, and a little bit of coconut oil. the lid on and we're going to blend it up. So we've got it blended up so it's nice and smooth. And I thought I'd add, I actually peeled the zucchini before I put it in here, just so that you keep the cream nice and white, not with a greenish tinge. So I took the crust out of the freezer. It's all set. I'm just going to spoon this in here. Spread it out nice and evenly and making sure there's no air bubbles. Now if you wanted to get adventurous, you could actually line the crust with some of your favorite berries or lime zest. I'm just going to make a plain coconut pie and put a blueberry coulis on and some mint leaves just before serving. So there you go, your coconut cream pie ready for your dinner party. Enjoy!